In 2004, John Howard was the Prime Minister. The Sydney Roosters won the grand final. Unfortunately, David Hooks passed away that year. Matthew Hayden had the highest test score. And this guy to my right, Dane Hutchinson, made his debut for the Seagulls. How are you, mate?
Good, thanks, mate. Good to be here.
Seems like only yesterday.
Yeah, yeah, I love that, mate. The hamstrings say something completely different, but yeah.
All right. Well, I got up here. You're playing third grade in Brony this weekend against UQ. What brings you back to the nest, mate?
Mate, I've since come back from New Zealand, I've been around a bit, and then I've moved back into the area, and I've started my own coaching business, Dane Hutchinson High Performance Cricket. So, being a local boy and obviously being a junior from Wynnum, all my junior career, and an A grade here as well, I came back down here to use the facilities. They're great, like great facilities down here. So, I came down here and started running some private stuff with some juniors from Wynnum, and I thought it fitting that I had a few trial matches elsewhere and a few games in the winter, and the body was going pretty good, mate. So I thought,
Yeah.
Why not go full circle and come back and contribute that way as well to the club?
Yeah, you're a long time out of the game. Okay, the notable addition, talk about the facilities. That field, I think that might be Ian Droney Bill Albury behind you. It's a lot
Certainly
bigger
is.
ground now. It's lush. Once upon a time, if you sneezed, it was underwater, but now it's just one of the best grounds. And what about that clubhouse?
Yeah, I think it's top notch, mate. I think it's probably the best clubhouse going around in terms of viewing and facility. But I remember this ground here when we were playing a preseason match. Around that 2001, 2002, somewhere around there, and Christian Poole was out in the boundary, and Dean Petit hit a ball out to the boundary, and it was so dry, and the field was in such disrepute. Pooley's taken a one-handed screamer, but we didn't know for 20 seconds till all the bloody dust had settled. He's standing there with the ball in the air. So it's definitely coming back to the ground now. There's a lot of nostalgia around it because it's such a beautiful place to just to walk across the nets. It's great.
Yeah, I think it might be the last time Pili took a catch, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if you kicked that stuff up because you actually dropped it. You also won the premiership for second grade in 2004-5.
We did, mate. Yeah,
15 or something.
I think I just turned 17 or 18 there, mate. Yeah, it was young. Brett Perrott led side. Graham Mapper, the groveler, was in there, and yeah, it was a great team, mate. Chris Hughes and Ben Lachlan as well. So there was a lot of names in that side, and it was a great season.
All right.
Tough South side we played against too. Yeah.
Man, yeah, extraordinary. 55 first-class matches for New Zealand. Now, let's see. I'm going to suggest that these are warmer conditions you're up against. You're a little bit older as well. You're up against UQ this weekend. And you're starting at midday, which is probably 2:30 in the afternoon normally. You've been here for a while. Apart from the hammies, is everything else good to go? Your kidneys are fine, all that sort of stuff? Well,
Yeah, mate. I think the coaching is keeping me young, mate. You got to bend down and pick up all the balls, but yeah, the body is feeling really good. It's just at the stage now in my career, I'm sort of moving into that mentorship role.
Yep.
I feel like third grade is the best place to do that, and the best place I can be of service to the club. But in terms of the body, in threes, Johnny's on board with it, where we can just manage the workloads there. So shorter spells, and if something does tick over or whatever, then we can sort of stand in the slips and sledge. So. It's for me, it's a perfect fit, and I'm just looking forward to contributing to that team. It's a really strong side, and I've met most of the guys around the club now, and it just seems like a good feeling around the place.
Rumour has it they haven't asked you to cook in the canteen because your cooking can send to things will catch on fire. Is this true? Tell us about that, Dane. Tell us about the hot oil.
Don't put me in anywhere near a chip pan, mate. I haven't used one ever since. I was 18 years old, and we were having a poker game after a late night poker game after probably the third round of my Scottish tour when I was over there playing as an overseas amateur. Back in probably 2002, around that area there, 2003. Young lad, never been overseas. And poker game, boys were on the sauce, and they were whinging about some food. So I thought I'd nip into the kitchen and steal the man I was living with from Barbados, David Harper, steal his chips and put them in some hot oil that was on the stove. And fair to say that you probably want to be standing over the stove for the period of time that they're in the stove, mate. You don't want to go away and forget about it for 20 minutes because you'll burn your kitchen down. So that was an experience, mate. That was I didn't get picked up for work for about 2 months after that. I had to walk through the Gorbals in fucking bloody Glasgow, mate. Sorry. So yeah, it was an eye opener for me, but yeah, definitely not behind this kitchen, that's for sure.
No, yeah, you don't want to burn that thing down, but yeah. Nicky Lauder was a word mentioned around the place. That's you got the wounds from you cooking him breakfast one day, Nicky Lauder. But that's hey, listen, Dane. Tell us about what's your strength, mate, for those who don't know. Batsman.
No, well, I'm an opening bowler. Most of my professional career was spent as the as opening bowler and death bowler on T20 cricket. Opened the bowling in first class cricket and one day cricket. Swing bowler mainly, and sort of middle to lower order batsman in that sense. Club cricket around the place. I've batted higher and done other roles, but yeah, that's my main role is that sort of bowling all rounder role. And yeah, just I think being a bit as you get older, you got to become a bit more of a chess player. So just learning how to work blokes out and find shortcuts that way in terms of bowling teams out. So that's sort of where I'm going to fit in and hopefully stand at mid off and help some of the young quicks come through and develop their game and use the brain less than emotion. So yeah.
Perfect. You're very similar to Andy Bickle. You've been 12th man more times you like to remember.
I think there's some sort of record floating around there that I was 12th man. When I first went over there, I was behind 3 test quicks, so it was tough to get a gig. But then, you tend to, when you do, I think it's 50 odd plus 12 man gigs. And I think over there with a little bit less money floating around, you don't have as many support staff. So, mate, I'm pretty good at mixing a Gatorade, I'll tell you that for free. But, but you do tend to sponge a lot of information in being around those groups for so long. So you'd rather be on the plane and being 12th man than sitting at home, but on the gym. So, that was, I think we're looking back now, it was a bit tough to swallow then, but it really does give you an ability to take on that information and then pass that on at times like these at the back end of your career.
And I think it's important. I know we're having a bit of a joke about this, but the 12th man, we talk about support staff and all this stuff, also the 11 across the white line, but the 11 across the white line really can't function with what happens behind them. The 12th man, the playing group, the physios. I know back in the day, obviously you said back when you were playing in 2002, there probably wasn't as many support staff as there is, but these days it's quite essential what happens outside that 11.
Yeah, I mean, I think my professional career was about 2010 to 2017 or 18 or something like that. So we had a bit more than early 2000s, but you're right. It takes a massive team to get people going, and the physios the people don't know after a first class match. Most people would know that. Like the physios are up till 10:30 at night, working through all the bowled legs, and now you've got the S&C stuff with the ice baths and all that kind of stuff too. So it takes a small army to run a successful cricket team these days. But yeah.
Well, and obviously the 12th man, you can learn a lot there. So you're coaching and development, obviously the academy there at the Nest as well. So you're probably going to be up until 10 o'clock at night as well, doing some sort of analysis as well, mate. What are you doing?
Yeah, mate. Well, I think with the coaching stuff, I'm going down a different track. So I've got my own AI model that I put my high performance metrics through.
Yep.
So at the moment, I'm a level 2 ACA coach. But what I'm really looking at doing is introducing somatics into coaching. So how do people feel? Like for me, as a fast bowler, I don't actually know on the spot on the pitch, which is my 6 metre length or my 5 metre length. I feel it. I feel my bouncer. I feel my Yorker. Even my outswing or in-swing is a feeling. So, and that really works for me because at the pace we move at, we're teaching guys to move faster, to bowl faster. You need to be you need to have a relationship with your body and understand what things feel like. And that's also with load management as well. You need to be able to, sit with your body and understand what that looks like to that. So, there's a big gap there that we don't actually teach that a lot, and people don't understand that a lot. So I think that's going to be an important evolution of coaching moving forward, and something that I'm looking forward to introducing.
11:30. I was said this Saturday. Yourself, would you like to open field first, get out there and get amongst it, or you just have to sit back and bat first and just check out the conditions, get to know these ragtag bunch of third graders? What would you prefer to do on come Saturday morning, mate?
Oh, mate, you wouldn't be a fast bowler if you didn't say win the toss and bowl, would you? On a pre-Christmas wicket that's green, potentially green. I know the groundsman here, so I'm probably going to try and get him to water it this afternoon. But sorry,
he's easily bought.
Yeah, I'll say, Udi, come, let's go. But no, you got to first game of the season, you got to get the whites on, boys. You know what I mean? I love it. Freshly cut grass and that. And I mean, we're using the Kookaburra Rego, so that's like cheating. So get that in your hand and run in, mate. It'd be great.
All right. What's the you're a slightly older man now. Obviously, before what's for breakfast? Obviously, you're not going to cook it as well. But what's for breakfast? Maybe probably a couple of statins, a kidney flush, a couple of anti-inflammatory tablets. What's the go? Not condoning drug taking at all here, Dane. But what's a routine for a close to 35 and 30?
Do you get it like Nurofen for post-trauma? Is it? What do you get for pre-trauma? You get anything for pre-trauma besides what? No, but I'll probably just go protein shake, mate, and some hot hydration. Probably, I'm getting into this what's that? Chocolate coconut milk, coconut water. That stuff's real good. So fill that up with a bit of protein and creatine, and And don't be too heavy, mate, because we're bowling first. You don't want to be, you don't want to be pancakes in, mate.
Pickle juice?
Oh, mate, I've never had it actually. I think, I think it's going to be important this summer. It's going to be hot, so I think, I think it's going to be something that's going to be in the kit bag, definitely. If you've got any other recommendations for sore muscles, I'll take anything on board.
Yeah, I know some people who do some really good massages for an extra $1 or $2. They will something. Listen, Dane, it's great, and this is what obviously you played 55 first class game for New Zealand. Obviously, a lot of quicks in front of you, but you could easily just give it away and just do the coaching side of things. But it's great that you come back, and I think this is what's missing in modern cricket, where we don't get the old players to come back and show guys not only what to do out on the field, but how to carry yourself off the field as well, and during the week and all that sort of stuff. I think it's really important we don't lose that experience you guys bring back to your grade cricket, and we're very fortunate that you've come back to the nest to do that. But I think it's very important for the development of cricket anywhere around the world, and for kids themselves in a mental state to get it back out there in cricket, and you guys can certainly help them in that journey.
Yeah, but I think, as I mentioned before, growing up playing cricket here and being a young grade cricketer coming through the grades, there was at that time a large cohort of older guys sticking around, up to. And to be fair, there probably was more older guys than younger guys at the club. So, for me, and in terms of my development, it was crucial for me. And I have seen that decline. You get to 30 and things take over, so that sort of drop out. But, for me, if the body's okay, you're a long time retired, and if you're still enjoying your cricket. But as I said, for me, it's not about me performing in the high grades anymore. I've done that journey up and back. So, for me, I get my value, and I get a lot of value from seeing the young guys develop through that. And cricket's tough. You're gonna fail more than you actually succeed in cricket, and it's a hard slog, mate. It's a grind. So it's good to have people out there you can lean on. Yep. And I just know how important it was for me in my development. So I'm just really keen to pass that forward.
I think you're a man of the same ilk as John Snow. You can't see John Shaw, you can't see him in the picture there, but he's a man who said to me a long time ago when I first interviewed him, our job is to get first grade a premiership. It's about a club. We had a club championship opportunity last year as well. So it's a case of from 6th grade all the way to 1st grade, men's and women's. We've all got a fire, and players like yourself coming back help that. And we look forward to see what you can do, mate. I hope you don't get carded first over and you drop the lip, but...
Oh, mate, the lip always stays up. Don't worry about that.
All right. Dane Hutchinson, welcome back, mate. What a great career you're still on, and journey you're still on. I hate to use the word journey. I sound like Bruce McAvaney. Anyway, all the best, mate, and we wish you all the best. Thanks for your time.
No worries, mate. Thank you.